Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you have a wonderful day. You're having a wonderful day. This is another stream of ES Futures Trading. My name is Victor, streaming from Atlanta. It is 8:26 Eastern Time in the US, and today is Tuesday, 11:12 a.m. All right, let's do a recap of what happened yesterday. You know, I had a bias yesterday. Yeah, and the bias I have is not for the day, but maybe for the whole week, right? And that because I'm watching this monthly time frame still going higher, but maybe this time trying to form a range here, right? We can see that in the weekly time frame. Now, how we have a range here, 3, 6, 9 week range here, with one time frame higher, ending here, starting the week, right? Starting the week yesterday, with this one, this huge breakout of this inside bar to the upside, right? That actually demolished, right? Obliterated the shorts, all those shorts that were here in this market after the market has taken the laggard longs here. Right? And we explained why we call those laggards here. That was a huge shake-off that this market had here. And this rally, this short covering day that we have here, has given us a weekly high. Okay? I'm going to call this high. It is important to me now because it marks, it is not just a high of this day, but it is the high of it is the high of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It is the high of the previous week. And as you can see here, I'm going to maximize this this sale. This is the weekly, okay? I'm going to maximize this weekly chart here to show something here. And you can see here a downside trend. This is just a mark I have here. I'm going to, let me cancel extension. Okay, this is a mark that I have just that represents 5% advance year over year. Okay? Has nothing, there's nothing in particular, right? But if and I had this because 5% advance in the market year over year, it's really good. Right? It's really good, especially after, right? Especially after you have this huge break, right? This huge break that has taken pretty much the whole 25% advance that we had last year. It take it out, and now this one is 5% year over year, meaning that if no hedge happened here before this market break, you know, whoever stay in this market will still have 5%. But if you consider from this low year over year, that would be significant, right? Significant higher. Now, this weekly high is pretty close to this weekly high. Very close, this, which is an all-time high, right? I understand this too, right? Very close to this high. And I consider that as a reference now for whatever may happen here. That's the context. That's the context of um, of the current market, or the current situation of this market. Now let's check the SPY here. And why I check the SPY? Because the SPY is a continuous. It's a continuous. We have volume. One of the things that I have noticed this year is that we have higher volume than last year. Now you can see for here, for example, this first months, right, are relatively higher than last year. This range as a support, I think this is at the go, no go level here, right? And trending higher here, you got the 50 SMA. This significant advance comes after, you know, the 100 cross, or actually crosses to the upside, the 200. These are reference traders actually look. Right? Let's check another markets. Let's go with Russell. Same thing, Russell. Still the Dow making new highs. You know, look at this high. This has potential to keep going higher. This has made a new high. Now this market has the excess in the upper side, but look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it may have some upside here. Now that market, the Dow is checking this this high here. It's really checking. This is not good. We may have some downside here. What about Nasdaq? Nasdaq is making highs here, buying exactly from the 50s, and the ES, which is what we're just talking here. Okay, that's the context that we are having in this market. I have this chart always in one on one of my screens. I have 3 screens. The ES, and this is Nasdaq. I think this is too big, man. It's taking too much space. Let's make it smaller. This is smaller. Let's make it smaller. That will allow me to make this bigger. Okay? Remember, I have this Nasdaq just on the left side for reference. We have seen the Dow, for example. The Dow is right now. It may have some. It's testing that all-time high breakout. The overnight, all right. I see the way how I see these markets is I see as a continuous story here that's going on, right? I do not break the market day over day, right? Meaning that I not separate one day, for example, today from tomorrow. It is a one continuous, right? One continuous story that is going on here. And everything that I say yesterday, or whatever I say or I think on Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, last week, is still valid, right? It's still valid, right? It is relevant. That is another thing. In market current prices may be far from what I thought or I said last week, but when the market comes back to those areas where the market was, that's when it becomes relevant, right? That's something that we need to learn. Now these areas, for example, I'm going to make these ones smaller because they don't have too much relevance now. But I don't wanna forget, okay? I don't wanna forget why I have it here, why are these ones here, right? And this one here is different. Let's make it red here. What? Select color, let's make this red. Okay, fill color, red. Alright. Select color. Okay. Outline width is 0. Let's make 0 here. Okay. Alright. I don't want to highlight too much this one area here. For me, it's an important area. I'm going to elaborate in this one. Yesterday I was talking. The bias I have yesterday is to the upside, right? I have talked plenty about why. It doesn't mean that it has to go right now. It has to go straight up. But yesterday, my main point reference, my main note from yesterday was this late pullback from the previous day. Okay, from this day. Let me show you again. This one, right? Notice how weak it is. It goes 1, 2, 3 lows around that same area. Very questionable buying that's coming from that area. And yesterday, we had the market going back and forth through that area and building value. Actually, you can see here, right? Value at the beginning, at the opening. Let me expand this again. At the opening, these 2-3 periods value. This was the value from those areas, and look how it ended at the end of the day, right? How it ended at the end of the day. It ended with the same base, but extended a little bit to the upside. Kind of like wrapping that reference, that late pullback low here, this one here. Okay, I'm going to extend this a little bit more because I think this is still relevant, right? Notice how the market just goes back and forth, and something, and that is what I was trying to observe yesterday. I say at the beginning of the session, this is going to be my main thing for today. What is that? What the market does relative to the late pullback low from Friday. And the market just built value around that area, not being clear really about anything. Now, okay. Now let's open this profile. Notice this here. Okay, we have had here very weak buying. Right? Now check this out. Where H comes from? Let's extend it even more. Where H comes from? Starting from hard back. Where the high of the day has been made, exactly at zero. This high is to the tick, zero. Right? What's next? Where K high is, where L high is, where M high is. All of these coming exactly from hardback. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 references, very mechanical references that tells me, right? Clearly tells me who is behind. Now, let's do a parenthesis here because I want to show you something else. Volume overall. Volume overall here. At the opening was higher than the previous day. We had a big, huge short covering that happened on Wednesday, on Friday. Notice how it lows, right? It opens promissory. The opening was a promissory opening higher, and then decreases, right? And by the period it keeps going lower and lower and lower. And look how it ends. Right? How it ends. Really lower relative to the previous day. Right? Really low. So there's no interest here, right? this downside that really doesn't have volume. That is, and then and I'm going to close the parenthesis here. I'm going to keep talking about what happened here. The continuation, the overnight. Look at what happened during the overnight, right? I don't know what happened here, but this is a huge break here, and then selling starts to come from seller. Seller clearly is a reference here, right? Before, and this is really interesting, and I think this is something that can play a role in the upcoming trading days, right? During this break. The day was a horrendous day today. A really bad day, very narrow range, like 20 points range, something like that. You know, narrow ranges are easy to topple. And you can see what happened here, right? It really doesn't have struggling here. And when it breaks, this, oh, come on, man. Really? Where the heck are you now? What the heck happened here? I don't know what happened here, man. Oh boy. Wait a minute, please. This is what I don't like from Sierra. Sometimes it just gets crazy. Where is that break? Where is that? Here. Where are you? Oh, okay, here. This is what I want to show. Around this level here, let's call it 58, 64.58, okay? There's a huge blocks that come there. Here's buying, right? Just buying. It starts buying here. Make no mistake here. This is buying that comes here. Right? The bid and ask. You can see tremendous imbalance here to the upside, but the market keeps going lower. It keeps going lower, and this kind of activity is really tricky. Because it happens at the close. The overnights are easy to move, to manipulate, especially after the kind of days that we have previous day, right? Well, there is absolutely nothing down here. Let's check that area, for example. What happened during that? Look at this. This is look at this. Look at what you have here. Look at the amount of contracts here, 100, nothing there. It starts come here, right? And this area now is support. This area between the 74 and the 60, right? 60, call it 60, 70, right? 60, 70. This area here. Notice what happened there, right? This volume here is defended. Let's go back to that area. Remember, 60, 70, right? What is here? 60, right there. Market being bought again. Okay. It's not unusual to see this kind of activity to the downside. Just the market to come back and use the same area as a launch pad for something there. I'm not saying you can hear me here, you can hear me out here, and you can hear me like heavy bias to the upside because of this. But to me, this is adding something to the upside. 60, 70, all right? Where this market is being, where's 60? 60 is last, right? I'm going to close. That is what I wanted to highlight from yesterday. Right? That single level here. this one here. I have 58.50. All right? I'm going to watch that area for the upcoming days. Now, in the same way as last week, we were planning things for the end of the day for the Jackson Hole event. This week can be something. I think this can be related to tomorrow's NVIDIA. Okay, I don't have anything here. I don't have anything here. The main thing, or the main piece of information that I have now is the gap has been closed. The gap being closed, that's for me is an important piece of information here. Okay, if there was something to the downside, that gap would have remained. It didn't. Okay. And that actually, let me save this. Save as, I don't want to say, all right, save this template. The main piece of information to me was the gap has been closed. Notice, okay? Notice the same phenomena that happened the previous day, buying around this area, around certain area, is happening again. Okay? It is happening again. Guess what? Traders. Come on, man. May be tempted to do today. After they saw what happened at the close, they will try to do the same thing. Break this market to the downside. Now the market has closed the gap. The market opened here. Where market open? Where are you? Let me highlight those things. Those openings. Come on, man. Really? Copy and move. This is huge, huge here. This was really nice. Yeah. After days like Friday, they just get overexcited. They start to overthink, right? This happened and this is going to happen again. I don't want to miss. Guess what's in the mind of the trades now after Friday, after witnessing a day like Fridays? Everybody's watching to the upside. Right? Everybody's watching to the upside. The market may go to the upside, but you got to be patient, man. You have to have patience. Got to learn how to have patience. Right? Now, let's erase that. What the heck happened there? My bad. I didn't mean to do that. There was one drawing here. Oh, this one. Okay. This is L. This is M. Coming exactly from those areas, and this is H. Right there. All right. This is the one I wanted to erase. Erase there. Come on, man, really? Again, what happened there? Oh. Let me open this thing again. Open chart book. let me close. Come on. Let's close chart book. Save? No, I don't want to save. I want to open again. Open chart book. Open. No. It's loading. All right. All right. Come on, really? Come on, brother. Oh, boy. I didn't mean to do that, but I'm not going to open it. Let's copy this. Copy. Move drawing. Let's move it over here. I don't need you anymore, just a standard profile. What I wanted here, what I want to do, what I'm trying to do is I am trying to highlight, you can see here, right? I'm trying to highlight outline color. Let's do it. Let's do something light here. Let's do this one. All right, okay. Filling color. Let's do all right, close. This is the what is green? Oh, I want green. I want you. All right. Okay. All right. This is the value area right now, as we speak. Okay, as we are speaking. Notice these lows here. Okay. The high is coming from halfback here. This is not good. Very. This could have been rebalancing of the overnight inventory that was short, right? You got a rally out of that. Coming back, closing the gap, targets the opposite side of the range. We have these references here for this one, these very questionable ones. But one thing relative to yesterday, one thing very important today, I hope you can notice here. Right, one thing very important here. All right, opens the market. This is yesterday's low. This is today's opening. There's a gap here. That gap is closed. Closing the gap targets the opposite side. But what is happening, right? The market actually doesn't have upside continuation. No? It doesn't even get through this single principles area. And what we have watched here, that huge volume coming around this area in this what is this, 58, 50, something like that. Call it 60, right? Call it 60. That area may have something to do with what's happening here. Right? Market goes inside, comes back out, goes inside, remains inside. We got an inside bar, breakout to the downside, doesn't have continuation. It leaves a downside, but notice this value of Tuesday relative to Monday. What's that? It's to the downside, right? Value is obviously lower. It's not even overlapping lower. It is lower. So the trade, the market is trying to go lower. How good is that effort? What are the results? How hard is trying to go lower? And what is happening? It is going lower? No. The market has this low. It doesn't have downside extension. It's building value actually around the center of the profile or the center of the range. We have Nvidia tomorrow. Nvidia tomorrow, who will have to go to be short, facing such a significant news event tomorrow. All right? Maybe tomorrow we'll have something here, but what this market is leaving in the upper side, this one, is very, very, very relevant. It might be very relevant for tomorrow. That's for sure. Selling coming from the high of this single pin is coming from the overnight. That's not a good selling. No, this halfback, this deep halfback here, this small reference adds to these ones here. You got this one, you got this one, you got this one, and you got this one as well. And you have this one too, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, six actions, right? Six behaviors that combine add significant weakness to the direction of the movement. Doesn't seem that this market is strong. Now, it's not as weak as prices are saying, are indicating, that want me to believe. Notice something else here. You know, there is a lot of information here sometimes that we need to gather for when, but these are just pieces, right? Notice the volume here, right? Volume here. It just dries. There's no bias here. But when it goes to the downside, the selling just disappears here. There's no sellers here. Bid comes, the buyers come, and they just poof, like a magic act. They just look at this. What happened here? They just boom, disappear. Same thing next period. Same thing. No taper. The volume, poof, like some magic wand happened here. Boom, disappear. Next thing, next period, same thing. Same thing happened. You know, this market has pressure to the upside here, right? But there is no buyers. There is just no buying here. Tomorrow we have Nvidia again. Nvidia. I don't know what can happen here. This to me is that unfinished actions. Now we have a downside day here, and we have one time premium going higher here. Ends when this period takes this low out. And look at this. How many periods are going lower? 1, 2, 3 periods going lower. Leaves a base, significant base, significant weak base here. No, this may have some downside continuation here. And again, the range, 62, 47, is even shorter. It's even narrower than yesterday. Yesterday it was around 20 points, now it's 15. Something like that. Right? Narrow ranges can easily be toppled. Just be careful, just have to have passion. There's nothing here in this market. There was nothing to do yesterday. Throughout the day, nothing. It was boring. Yeah. It was like, there is this expression that traders use while watching paint dry. It was a day like that. But many traders, right? Many traders can't just resist that, right? They can't resist the urge of doing something, the urge of buy, sell, because I'm going to miss the things. And guess what? Being flat is also a position, right? We can be short, long, and flat. If the market does not offer opportunities, what are you going to do? You can do nothing. You do nothing. There are good also. This market is actually going to take the high here. Okay. Now it's coming back to this area here. I'm going to, for the sake, I'm going to extend this. Okay. I think this level here, highlighted as red, can be of relevance. Okay. I would just want to leave it just before this profile. I don't want to interrupt. So far, I'm not saying that this is today's high. Remember the back charts, right? So far, these are the reference. You know, high, very narrow range, 62, 46, something like that. Something like 15, 18 points to the upside. Let me save this chart. Save as. Okay, I need a folder here. This is, want to save it in my PC as well. I got a cloud and my PC. I don't have anything here, my friends. I was checking the opening. What do we can have this? It seems like promissory, but right now, as we speak, this could be the potential destination here. So, and if this repair, if this market doesn't fix this, now the thing is, the direction that the trade is to the downside, okay? The direction is to the downside, value is lower. So the trade is to the downside. But it just doesn't have conviction, okay? So what I'm going to go against the market, if I buy this market, that would mean that I'm going against the market. Why I want to do that? What are the odds of going, of me having some success if I go against the market? What we witnessed yesterday is this bias, right? Random bias here. So many times you see these things and the market just comes back and check all this. And yesterday was one of these days that this kind of mechanical trading just had success. And that's what's that kind of behavior, that kind of random actions is what draws traders into this market. What make some self-destruct behavior permanent, reinforce, not permanent, reinforce that behavior, going against the market. If going against the market won't work 100% of the times, guess what traders will do? They won't do that. But it just doesn't work like that, right? The markets random rewards everyone. And that's what draws a lot of traders into this business. Okay. Nasdaq, I have this area here. I don't know what the heck's going on with these charts, man. Okay. We have a day to the downside also in Nasdaq. Notice this. Notice where value is, right? You have this huge area of balance of value here. Nasdaq. Ooh, look at those highs in Nasdaq. Look at that, man. There's no excess here. No excess here. No excess here. Gosh. Well, this can be interesting. Let me maximize this. Let's take a look at Nasdaq here. God, look at this, man. No excess here. Firecracker effect potential here. Look at this. Oh, come on, man. Look at the 1, 2. Oh boy, man, this is no good. Firecracker here, no excess here. No excess here. Look at these highs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy. Look at, oh, come on, man. Oh, Nasdaq is just screaming to the upside, man. Nasdaq is just screaming to the upside. Very mechanical. Very mechanical. Very mechanical action here in Nasdaq. Very questionable Nasdaq, man. Okay. Now you can see value here. Value, 3 days value here. Where is the low? The low is low, that range is here. You can say here is about the same. and this area around the 23,500 is holding. This can be key. This area, notice how this period is adding to this original 2 periods here, value here. I know I don't follow Nasdaq, but Nasdaq is clean to the outside. Remember, the Dow also was testing the breakout level, the all-time high level. There can be something here, actually here. You know, Nvidia will seems that will be some. If nothing happens tomorrow after the close, Thursday can be an interesting day, very interesting day. Something else here, okay? Notice, right? This is another thing, right? Friday is expiration. It's monthly, weekly, daily expiration day as well. So that can be really interesting day, right? Remember what happened last Friday? A huge short-coming rally down there. I won't be surprised that the same thing happened this time to the downside, all right? Or even to the upside. Just be alert. Right? But the thing is, we are many times fall for FOMO. Right? We just want to be there, man. Before anything, I know this is going to happen, and I'm going to be short, I'm going to be long. Last Friday, the market just squeezed to the upside. This Friday is going to do the same thing, right? So I am going to be positioned at long and see all the have lost last Friday, all the losses come back to me as a form of win on this Friday, because I know what's going to happen. You know? Be aware of that kind of that kind of thinking. Okay, it is 11:54. Unless you have any questions, I'm going to be calling it a day, and wish you guys a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe. Hope I can see you tomorrow. Bye bye.